Brianne, I'm Dr. Owen. How are you doing?
Hi,
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Well, what can I do for you? Why are you here?
Well, I want to lose some weight.
Okay. Well, how much do you want to lose?
About 70 pounds.
70 pounds. Okay, no problem. And are you being treated for any medical problems?
Well, I just got diagnosed with diabetes, actually.
Are you on medication?
Not yet. My doctor suggested that I come see you first.
Great. Well, hopefully we'll be able to keep you off medication, not just now, but in the future.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. And how do you feel? What's not perfect in the way you feel?
Well, my joints hurt a lot, and it's very easy for me to get short of breath.
Okay.
I'm also just really tired all the time.
Those are common complaints for most of our patients, and fortunately we're able to get rid of not only most of the symptoms, but often get rid of many medications that patients are taking for especially things like diabetes. Well, the program I developed is really quite simple. It is also a lot of common sense. It incorporates a lot of new science that we've learned about obesity and specifically about how nutrition affects disease. The book that I wrote will go through that in great detail. If you read it, you cannot not understand it.
Okay.
And the yellow section goes through the science behind this program. The blue section goes through all of the food groups, and there's no food off the table. So there's nothing you have to permanently avoid.
That's great.
It goes through how to prepare them, how to strategize them with your family, to make sure that you're not on the outside of the social scene. This is your program, and these are the tools that really help you to understand how to manage not only your diabetes, but really your health and your diet. The purple section goes through your health issues, and you'll find all the symptoms that you have in here and why we think they improve so much with this particular program. Now, this is your workbook. This is really the key to your success. First of all, if you keep good records, it predicts a very good outcome. Records take all of 20 seconds a day to record.
Easy enough.
Really quite simple. What we do is we start out basically with a product that I developed. That it was developed to help control diabetes, but we find it helps many other medical problems and symptoms. It's called PrescriptFit. Your most rapid weight loss will be while you're using this product. This is perfect nutrition. If you start with this and 2 vitamins, you can live on this as long as you wanted to.
Wow.
So to this, we add basically all of the food groups.
Okay.
There's nothing that's off the table. We start with least calorie, least sugar, least fat foods, the ones that are basically not toxic to you. And we add to the highest calorie, highest fat, highest sugar foods, the ones that are very toxic. But when we know that you're going to be eating these, we want you to. We want you to be able to go out and splurge, have a good time, weekends, holidays, vacations, special occasions. And if one just happens to occur, jumps out and bites you, we don't care. We just want you to simply record it as a little splurge on the calendar and forget about it. Enjoy it and go back to your plan the next
I
day.
can still go out to eat with my friends.
Absolutely. We want these strategies to fit your lifestyle. There's no right or wrong way to do this. On the back of the workbook are your symptoms. And if you simply record those from the beginning and see week by week how quickly they improve, in the first week, if you don't see a big difference, I'll be very surprised.
So I won't be tired anymore.
Shouldn't be tired, you shouldn't be hungry, should have no cravings. If you do, you simply take more product. And if you splurge, no big deal. So let's go talk to Michelle.
Okay.
She'll go into this in more detail, show you how to mix everything, get you going. And I think you do quite well.
Great, that sounds awesome.
Michelle, this is Brianne. We're finished reviewing her case and she's ready to get going. We think a 1-week program will probably suit her needs best. I want to make sure that you review the calendar workbook with her so that she records her symptom score sheet. Her medical issues should come right in line, and just make sure that gets recorded first.
Okay, great. Hi, Brianne.
Hi.
I'm your health educator. Let's have a seat and we'll talk about the PrescriptFit plan.
All right.
The PrescriptFit Medical Nutrition Therapy Plan consists of 13 food phases.
Okay.
The first phase is the PrescriptFit Branch Chain Amino Acid Supplement.
Okay, what's that exactly?
Well, the amino acids come in the form of a powder, and you can make them into a shake, a soup, or a pudding. You want to get a minimum of 8 scoops every day throughout the entire program.
8 scoops, that doesn't sound like a lot.
Well, if 8 scoops does not fill you up and make you feel satisfied, you can go up to 20 scoops every day.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
Right, and along with your amino acids, you want to get a multivitamin daily, and you can have any diet drinks that are 20 calories or less. Once you introduce phase 1, you're going to move on to phase 2 through 8. Phases 2 through 8 are all you care to eat.
Wow.
Phase 2 is going to be seafood.
Oh, well, I'm allergic to some seafoods. Is that going to be a problem?
If there's a food that you don't eat or cannot eat, you're going to go ahead and skip it and move on to the next phase.
Sounds good.
In phase 3, you're going to introduce poultry. At this point, you can have as much poultry as you care to eat, seafood, and you want to make sure you get those 8 scoops every day.
Don't forget.
Phase 4 of the PrescriptFit plan is vegetables. At this point, you can have vegetables, poultry, seafood, and your 8 scoops of amino acids. Phase 5 is eggs.
Now, I like my eggs cooked in oil. Is that a bad thing?
That's the only thing you have to cut out, oil and butter. But you can use fat-free butter sprays or oil sprays.
Okay, well what about seasonings like salt and pepper? Can I use that on my food?
Any seasoning or condiment is fine as long as it's 10 calories or less.
Okay, gotcha.
After eggs, you're going to introduce nuts in phase 6. At this point, you can have as much nuts, eggs, vegetables, poultry, and seafood.
Nuts are kind of high in calories, I thought. Is that going to be a bad thing?
You want to kind of caution on the nuts phase and make sure that you don't reach a plateau in your weight loss. After that phase, phase 7 is going to be fruit.
Okay.
You do want to watch canned and jarred fruit because they add sugar. So at this point, you can have fruit, nuts, eggs, vegetables, poultry, seafood, and you want to make sure you get your 8 scoops every day.
Always 8 scoops a day. Gotcha.
Right. Phase 8 of the Prescript Fit plan is going to be snack bars.
What are Prescript Fit snack bars?
They're a high-protein, low-calorie snack bar.
Well, having snack bars seems like a splurge. That's nice.
It's on the all-you-can-eat, but speaking of splurges, phase 9 through 13, you get to start splurging.
Okay, well what are the splurge meals exactly?
A splurge meal is as much as you care to eat in one sitting.
In one sitting.
And you get 2 splurge meals per week.
So what can you have for your splurge meals?
Well, phase 9 is going to be pork. So when you introduce pork, you can have any variety of pork that you choose in 2 meals per week.
So I could actually have like bacon and eggs if I wanted.
Right, that would be perfectly fine in your splurge meal.
Okay, sounds good.
So phase 10, when you introduce beef, you can have beef and pork within your splurge meal.
Okay.
The rest of your meals are going to come from phases 2 through 8, and you still want to make sure you get your 8 minimum scoops of amino acids every day.
Okay. Well, what comes after beef?
Phase 11 is going to be beverages.
Okay. What kind of beverages exactly?
Any beverage that isn't a diet beverage, alcoholic beverages are also included in phase 11.
Okay, so I could have a glass of wine with my splurge meal if I wanted to.
Right. Okay, then phase 12 is going to be dairy. So at this point, you have dairy, beverages, pork, and beef in your splurge meal.
Okay.
And then the rest of your meals are going to be phases 2 through 8.
Gotcha.
The last phase is phase 13. That's going to be starches.
That's like breads and cereal and stuff like that?
Right. And don't forget your starchy vegetables such as beans, corn, and potatoes.
You know, people are so worried about carbs today. Is that going to affect my weight loss?
Well, you don't have to worry about that within your splurge meal.
Gotcha. Okay, well, this sounds doable.
Great. I feel like you're going to be really successful.
I hope so.